Hello everybody. Welcome to Feral Art. Today I'm going to start a project that I've been piddling with in my head for some time. As you see, I've already painted my edges black. We are pinned and taped underneath. I finally managed to get it even so that things don't run eventually, but right now we don't have to worry about that because right now I'm going to be spray painting on this Artist Loft Level 3 12 by 24 canvas, deep edges. And today I am going to be using the Montana Gold acrylic professional spray paints. I have Blue Velvet. I have Petrol. I have Lawn Green. I have Pure Orange. Pure Magenta, and Pure Yellow. This is going to be a project that happens in several stages, probably 2 stages, maybe 3. Anyway, I have my air purifier on. If you see me fall over, don't worry. By the time you see this, I'll either be revived or dead. So what I'm going to do is try to use these colors. I may or may not use all of them. I haven't decided, to make a very colorful background. I have never done this before. This could be a total and complete show of shite, but we're gonna see. All right, so I did test these out earlier. I shook them, so they're pretty much shook up. And I'm trying to kind of, these are the colors I have. I don't have any other colors, so this is what we have to work with. So we're gonna see how it goes. Worst thing that happens is it's crap. Beauty. Okay. See you guys later. Let's see. Tonight, I'm going to be continuing with this canvas that I started spray painting in the previous video. I'm just going to mash them together so you will never know, except my clothes have changed. And I just noticed as I was getting this out that my spray paint wants to flake. So I don't know whether this is going to work or not. This is done in the fashion of Rinske Douna. She pioneered this reveal pour And so I'm going to give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, we shall soldier on and do something else. But this canvas is a 12 by 24 inch level 3 artist loft canvas, and I am doing this painting in response to a challenge from MISTY Art Studio's Patreon account, which you can find if you go to Patreon and look up MISTY Art Studio. There are several different levels, and it's just a group of people communing together and sharing our art. And Leah and Jeremy thoughtfully and kindly put out a video every week, or a challenge every week. I'm sorry, I am brain dead. Anyway, so to get on with this, tonight I have mixed up my reveal coat, which is comprised of 65% Oetrol Floetrol, which I had because I got curious about it a while ago, and finally I'm getting around to using it. 15% Liquitex Gloss Medium, and 5% Vallejo Pearl Medium. That's what I had, so that's what I'm using. We shall see how it works, if it works, and if it doesn't work, as I said, we shall soldier on. Oh, and 40% water. This is water. That is what comprises the first thing we're going to put down on our canvas. I'm going to tell you about my colors now so we don't have to do it later. I have Amsterdam Titanium White. I have Pebeo Iridescent Green Yellow, which I love. I have Liquitex Basics Phthalo Green, which is a nice green color. Amsterdam Prussian Blue, always a favorite. And Amsterdam Deep Gold. Those will be my colors. So let's get these out of the way. Just got all this stuff, you guys. So much stuff. All right. Now, with this, because it's going to be a Dutch pour, the paints have to be pretty thin. Now, I don't know. I mixed these up as Rinske mixed hers with 40% of this mixture I just told you about, 40% paint, 20% water. With the Liquitex Basics and the Pebeo, I had to add extra water. With the Amsterdam, it came out pretty good. So, before things get too crazy, let's go ahead and get this on here. The idea here, I'm going to have to change my plastic after this, which is fine. This is my cheat sheet because I am absent-minded and sometimes quite stupid. Anyway, yuck, I already got my finger in it. I'm going to put some gloves on and get started here. We're going to flood this canvas with this transparent, hopefully, coat, which should dry fairly clear. Now with this pearl medium in it, it might hopefully have a little bit of a glow to it. I didn't have the Liquitex Iridescent Medium, so I used the Vallejo Pearl. Hopefully that won't make a huge difference. It did not change the colors of my paint, so that's a good sign. So let's get this. Oh Lord. Doing things for the first time on YouTube is nerve shattering. Let's get this on here. Oh, there was a big boogie already. Neat. Great. Just what you don't want to see. Maybe it was just a thick spot. We can hope, I suppose. Now we get to see if this paint is going to actually stick to the canvas, because a while ago when I was fiddling around, I was brushing it off to make sure there was no dust on it, and the paint started coming off on my hand. Not a good thing, not what I was looking for. But we'll see. Life is just one big friggin' experiment, right? Right. So basically, I'm just gonna tilt this around. I would rather tilt it than spread it. We might end up doing a little bit of both. We'll see how it goes. I'm just trying to get an equal coverage over my canvas. Let's go that way a little bit. I have a little bit left in my big old gigantic cup. So, and over we go. Almost. Over we go. Almost. The girl finds it hard to see. And we're going to dump it back down this way. Very good. Over. Over, over. Roll over. Roll over. Let's see if we're moving. Oh yeah, we're moving. Good, good. I would rather not use up everything that's in my cup, just because you never know when you're going to need a little extra. And sometimes you do use it all up, and then you just go, oh crap, what do I do now? I fake it till I make it. So basically, here's what we're doing. We're just getting coverage. News at 11. You're so glad I can speed this stuff up. Else we'd be here all night. Ain't nobody needs that. There we go. Let's see if we can get this green bit down here a little bit more covered. Covert. I can see the wave, so I can kind of tell where it is. But wait, let's see here. There we go. Over. Good. Good, good, good. Well, almost. All right. Cool. Let's make sure we don't have a ton left on here anywhere. Go over that corner. Good. What in the world? I've got stuff. I got stuff stuck. It was sitting on the floor. Ain't no telling. There really ain't no telling. Let's get this over here. Good. Get these corners. I really don't want to be rubbing on this because, like I said, my paint was heading for town a while ago. Don't need that. Right, so a little wipey wipey. I've also got a very loose pen over here. All right. A little that way. Oh, there's the side I couldn't see. See, I've watched enough YouTube videos to know that every time I think I'm getting something good, I'm leaving something out, and y'all over there going, there's an empty spot over here you need to get. Unfortunately, I can't hear you. All right. Now, let's go this way. I just want it to not be moving too much. I don't want there to be so much paint, so much base, that it dries weirdly. All right, so not to mention, I don't know how this is going to dry. I don't know how this is going to act. I don't know. known what I was doing, huh? Well, that's what you get paid for thinking. Alright, there's that. That's the Prussian blue. And to that we will add some gold. I really should learn to put that phone on airplane mode. It's probably going to ring 50 times. I guess if I had any sense, I'd stop for a minute and do that. Might be a good idea. I'm just going to use a couple of colors for this because I really did not mean to do that. I want it to be pretty simple. And I want it to not be a ton of color because I don't have a lot of room. All right. So I watched Nate Bright the other day, and he did this sort of layered Dutch pour. He did his in dots. I'm going to try that here. I'm just going to blow this top part, and then I'm going to blow a smaller underneath and see what we get. So, blow dryer. Good old Bertha. Bertha the blow dryer. It's her name. It's on her. It says Bertha right there. You probably can't see it. That's okay. I'm going to turn this on cool, and we're going to blow this out. See what happens. Oh, that felt good. The breeze. All right. Well, it's been a while since I've done a Dutch pour, so that blew out pretty good. I'm gonna be pretty happy with that part. Now I'm just gonna make a smaller little portion under here, just to sort of blow up over that. I think I'm gonna add just a little hair of white. Just so hopefully we'll get a little bit of a line of division there. We might not. I don't know. We shall see. And then I'm going to go with the blue. A little more blue. I love this blue, you guys. One of my favorite colors. This and the greenish blue and the artists love metallic cobalt blue. Oh my goodness. That really is a pretty color. And a little gold. I didn't use the 24 karat gold because I really didn't want that many cells. So let's see here. What do I want? This time I'm just going to put a little bit of this underneath. I seem to have blown a pretty good chunk of that out a while ago. So, here we go. Here we go. Okay, well, I like that enough. I'm just going to put one more little dot right here and go and see what happens. See, this is where I get in trouble because I don't know when to stop. I'm like, oh, well, that looks pretty cool. Let me just put a little bit more. Not always my wisest moments, you know. But what you gonna do? I can't help it. Alrighty. A little blue. And a little gold. I am so careless, you guys. Jesus. What a mess. And a little gold. Alright. Let's get that blown. That little breeze feels really good, you guys. I gotta tell you. I'm just gonna take this straw and I'm going to blow out some of the areas that I maybe am not so fond of. like right here. Alrighty. I have to put this straw down because if I pick it back up and blow through it, there'll be condensation and I will spit on my painting, and that's disgusting. So let's not do that. So now, let me think for just a second. What do I want to do? Leaves. I want to do leaves. I also want to do a stem, but I don't want to make a mess of the stem. This is where you get in trouble because you want to do stuff and it's like, oh, I'm going to do this thing. And then you're like, oh, crap, I screwed it up. We'll see what happens. I'm going to turn this just a little bit so my working surface is more in my direction. And I'm going to wipe my hands off because there is a ton of stuff. So for our leaves, we're going to be using these greens, and I think probably some white. I don't know about gold. I don't know how smart that is. Maybe not very, but oh, hot. I'm going to go back in and do the stem. So we're just going to place some leaves, I think. We'll see how this goes. So if I do a stem, I don't really want it to be straight. So mark myself a spot real quick. Green. This is my favorite green, you guys. Favorite green. And just a little bitty bit of gold, maybe. Here. Yeah. Now, I want this leaf to go that way. So, I'm going to blow it that way. We'll see what happens. I'm going to put a little of this around this bottom part. And we're going to blow. Because if I start blowing, it's going to start going everywhere. I don't want it to go everywhere. So our stem is going to come down this way. Very scientific stuff here, folks. This one, I want to come down to this corner. So I'm going to do it this way. And I'm not putting any white in here. So there. I'm just going to throw a little gold on top. I don't think this gold is going to sell up like the other. And I'm going to throw a little extra green on top. It looks like my flower is selling up. That must be the Oetrol. I don't really know how that stuff acts. I've never really used it before. So we're just doing all kinds of firsts together here tonight. I'm not thoroughly disappointed with that. Now I am going to, what do I do? I'm going to put the, yeah, I've got to put the, I'm going to put the stem in. I don't know how this is going to do. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm interested to see, but I'm not married to it. So let's just blow this around a little. By that I mean I'm happy. It doesn't mean, oh yeah, I'm great. I would never be the one to say that. So let us very abstractly put in a stem. Pardon me, folks. I'm sweaty, I'm hot, and my nose is trying to leave. Okay, now I'm going to just put a little of this green on here. Just kind of wherever it goes. Now, just for funsies, because there's just not enough going on here. I'm going to take this skewer and I am going to run it down in sort of a wiggly way. Then I'm going to run it up in sort of a wiggly way. I don't want to scrape very hard because you remember that paint is under there, that spray paint, which of course I'm having nervous jams about because now I'm going to take the fat end of this skewer and I'm just going to, because I don't want my stem to look like a friggin' stick. I want it to look, you know, this is not a realistic painting, you guys. I don't know whether you have realized that. But, you know, if a thing is not going to be realistic, then let it not be realistic. You know, I mean, let your abstract art be freaking abstract. People are going to fight with you about this kind of art anyway, and they're going to say, it's not art, and they're going to say a bunch of crap. So just let your freak flag fly with this kind of art. I mean, just really go have a good time with it. I'm just going to throw some little feelies out here. Because why? Because I can. Because I feel like it. The spirit has moved me to do so. Whatever. Do what you want. People are always going to try to steal your joy, you guys. Honest to God. You know, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Do what you want to do. And love those people. Love them because, you know, everybody got their ideas, right? I like this. I like the way this is turning out. Now, if the spray paint part turns out well, we will be happening. But we're not going to know that until this dries. We're just not going to know. It's going to be a big, fat, friggin' mystery. Which is part of the fun, you know, I mean, come on, why not? But I think this is fun. This is, to me, the whimsy. You know, this is the whimsical fun therapy part of this. Your art doesn't have to look like anybody else's. It shouldn't. It's yours. It's not theirs. Theirs shouldn't look like yours. You know, when it comes time to decide what you're going to do with your art, you know, you can talk to people about it. That's great. That's fun. That's fine. That's wonderful. But when it all comes down to the end of the day, baby, it's your art. You do what you want to. And if nobody likes it, that's fine. Ain't nobody got to. Ain't nobody ever said somebody had to like your art. I'm going to do this too. What the heck? You know how thistles have those little hairs? Maybe what we got here is a little hybrid thistle plant. Who knows? But, you know, don't go out into the world expecting people to think you are the next friggin' Van Gogh. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll get your heart broken, and then you won't want to do your art anymore, and then the world suffers because there's no your art, you know? Doesn't matter, man. What people think about what you're doing, what other people think about you is none of your business, and it's the same with your art. What they think of your art, it's not your business. Let them think. Yeah, it's great to go out there and be like, I just sold 15 paintings. Man, that's flipping awesome. Everybody wants that because we all want the acceptance. Yeah, the money's nice, but is it really about the money, or is it really about people really appreciate what I'm doing? That's a good question. There's something for you to chew on. But, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It matters what you think. Is your art worth doing? Does it keep you sane when everything else is trying to drive you up a tree? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, in this house. Oh, heck yes. I said heck. Listen to me, be it all good for you too. Whew, that hurt my soul. But when everything else is up your keister, it is so good to just have a way to say, I'm going to go paint now. I'm going to go do my thing. I'm going to go find my bliss all by myself. Piss off. You know? Oh, yes, indeed. Anyway, I think we're about done. I think this is going to turn out to be real friggin' interesting. And whether, you know, this whole color showing through thing happens or not, I think this part is going to be cool. And I think it might work. We'll see. We'll see. Kids, I don't know. I don't know. I trust Rinske. I trust Rinske. I love her. I've been watching her for a long time. You know, I trust her knowledge. What I sometimes don't trust is my own execution of other people's knowledge. Because there's some things about this art that you just can't count on. Like, I could be standing next to you and we could both layer a cup the exact same way. Exactly. We can pour it the exact same speed on the exact same brand of canvas, exact same paints, everything exact, and our paintings would look wholly different. Which is, again, good. They shouldn't look the same. We don't want our stuff to be carbon copies. You know, people often worry about, oh, well, if I tell people how I did this, then they'll copy me. Honey, what is it? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Their stuff ain't gonna look like yours anyway. It's just not. Oh, look at me. Now I'm really in it. Hot diggity. We're gonna make some little lines here and little lines there. We're gonna have a big time. Because why not? This is really pretty looking up in here. I'm gonna have to get the phone, flip it around and show you because I like it. And I like it even more now that I'm putting these little hairy suckers in here. Because it sort of ties the layers together. because the layers aren't perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. These layers are no exception to that rule. I'm excited about this though. I haven't really tried anything new to me in a while, and tonight I've tried to reveal pour and Nate's layered Dutch pour, which I think it was said on his channel that it came from his inspiration. I think, don't hold me to this, I think was Molly's Artistry, who is awesome. All right, ladies, put down your tools. Your time is up, as they say on that show where they make knives.